Hi friends, it's Queen Alita. I'm back today with a prophetic message from the Lord. This one is based on a dream that I had on January 8th this year. So I just want to welcome you to the channel, and I want to welcome all the new people. Just a quick disclaimer, it's important to note that not every prophetic message is meant for everyone. So you have to just take it back to the Lord. If you believe it's for you, it resonates in your spirit, and you really want to run with it, just ask God for confirmation. He will confirm it if it's your message for now. And I know that for some of you this is confirmation of what God has already been speaking to you about. But if you do have any questions, just definitely again go back to Him, because it's important that you have a relationship with Him, and that you're able to hear from Him, not relying on everyone else and all the prophecies. Just making sure that you have that time with Him, that one-on-one with Him, and build your relationship with Him. Okay, so right, let's jump into the dream. Like I said, I had it on January 8th, and in this dream I was in my house, right? But it also seemed a little bit different, and two people had moved in. I know these people in waking life. They are family members of mine. I'm not close with them. God has revealed them to me through dreams and just, prophecy, that they perform witchcraft against me and my family. So this is like people in my extended family, right? So that all that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. So they had just moved into the house, and I remember waking up in the morning in the dream, and I was kind of keeping an eye on them, because I already knew they were up to no good. In the dream, I had already, God had already given me revelation in terms of, with regards to what they had been doing. So I was keeping an eye on them. I knew they were not to be trusted, and they were making their own bed. And then I got distracted by something. And then when I came back to check on them, they were now making my bed. And that was a violation. In the dream, it was like I caught them red-handed, especially the one person. And I confronted him, and I was, not having it. Like, how dare you? You have no right to be in this room. You have no right to be touching my bed or making my bed. And I knew that he was trying to plant some, witchcraft, voodoo stuff in my room. And I was telling him that I know everything. God has shown me everything that you've done. He's even shown me this scenario, what you're doing. So I already knew. I already had a dream about all of this. So what you're doing is not going to work. And I remember going through the stuff on the bed, and I found this pillowcase, and I started to look through it, because I knew that he had planted the whatever it was, inside the pillowcase. And I found this little chocolate wrapper, or it just looked like it was chocolate, but when I opened it, it was the actual voodoo stuff in there, right? So then the dream shifted to another scene where I had suddenly come across some information with regards to somebody that is no longer part of my life. This person used to be part of my life. It didn't end well. They were really just one of those toxic, narcissistic personalities. So I remember coming across information about this person, about him, and it was through these two women. And the one woman is very significant, but that will come up later in the dream. And that information, again, put me in a position where I'd caught this person from my past red-handed. It was very similar to the first dream, where the first scene, where I caught that family member red-handed trying to make my bed. Here I came across some information about this person, and I'd caught them red-handed as a result of this information. So it's like they were caught in the act for some reason. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, then there was this room, and I was with my mother, and I said, I need to go into that room. It was almost like I don't want to say a room, because I don't even know where we were, but that particular place had many chairs, like rows of chairs, and people were sitting in them. And I felt the need to enter that space. So I told my mom I was going in. And when I walked in, I saw this narcissistic person that I once knew. I saw him sitting there, and I decided to walk past him. I didn't want to confront him directly, but I wanted him to know that I knew and I'd found out whatever information I'd found out. So I walked up to him. I walked a little bit past him, turned around, gave him this look, and I said the woman's name. And this woman's name was Dana. But in the dream, Dana, you normally spell D-A-N-A. In this dream, I knew that it was spelled D-A-I-N-A. I just knew it somehow. So I just said to him, Dana, which was one of the women who had given me information in the beginning of the scene. And I had the sense that as I was walking up to him, before I turned and looked at him, I had the sense that he would be shocked to see me because he was defeated. He knew that he was defeated. So when I said it, I turned, I looked at him, I said the name, and I kept on walking. And then I went to tell my family, well, I think it was more my mom and my one sister, so it wasn't everybody. But I was telling them that, I'd seen this person, and I was kind of like really speaking openly and even laughing about it. And my sister said to me that I needed to keep it to myself, that I needed to keep it on the low since it was ongoing, since things still had to be concluded. And that was the dream. I was excited when I had this dream because, the people that showed up in this dream are people that have been a constant headache in my life, because God always shows me some of the things that they do and they had been doing. So getting this dream was really comforting to me. So this is what the Lord is saying to you today, if this is your message, right? There are people who have had evil intentions in your life for a long time. These people with evil intentions have been exposed. And the way they're going to be exposed is you are going to get revelation from the Lord. It's like you're going to catch them in the act. They're going to be caught red-handed. You're going to have to actually call them out in what they're doing in some way or another, right? In the first scene, they moved from making my bed to they moved from making their own bed to one of them coming to make my bed. And I kept hearing the phrase, make your bed and lie in it. And what the Lord was revealing to me is that they're trying to set things up for you in their way, in how they want it to be. They were trying to make decisions and create a scenario in your life without you being a part of that, obviously, and they want you to live with that. So the phrase "make your bed," you made your bed, so lie in it, really refers to just face the consequences of your actions, face the decisions that you made, the consequences of the decisions that you've made. So it's like they make certain decisions, but they want you to bear the brunt of that, and it just doesn't work that way. But the Lord is going to reveal things to you, and you're literally going to catch these people out and expose them. And it's the sense I got as I was seeking God is that He had not released you in the past to speak up, to say anything, to confront, to expose, right? But now He's releasing you to do this. Now is the time to do it, to actually confront, to actually expose what needs to be exposed, especially in a scenario where it's undeniable. You can see what they're doing. I forgot to mention something. The little chocolate wrapper was inside a tie. So it was a pillowcase, and then inside the pillowcase was the tie, like a tie that you would put around your neck with like a nice shirt and a jacket. So inside the tie was the chocolate wrapper. The tie is very significant because a tie binds, right? It binds you on the neck area. So I had the sense of whatever this voodoo stuff is, it's designed to to tie you up, to bind you, to keep you from a thing, a person, a promise. It's designed to restrain you, right? Because when you think of a tie, it goes around the neck, so it has this picture of being restrained. So whatever it is, it has been designed to hold you up, to bind you and keep you from whatever God has for you, and to restrain you in some way, shape or form. But the Lord is going to allow you to see these things and for them to be exposed. And once things are brought into the light, they have no power. Once darkness is brought into the light, it's gone. The light chases away the darkness. Okay? So when it's brought to light, there's no effect that will come out of these things. And then when we move on to the next scene, we have a very, very similar scenario. And I believe that God is showing you, it's almost like there are either two groups of people that need to hear this word, or rather, let me say, you're one person with these two different scenarios in your life, right? So this may apply to some, it may apply to people that are so the first part of the dream may apply to some, and the second part may apply to others. And in other instances, both parts of the dream may apply to one person, okay? Hope that makes sense. So in the second scene, again, there's something that is going to be exposed. You're going to come into some information, and that information is going to expose a certain person that is somehow still affecting you, even though they're from your past. Because this person is someone that I knew a long time ago, and they're very narcissistic, and in waking life there is still a connection through someone else, so they're still able to get to me if they want to. So what God is showing is that He's going to expose this person and reveal information to you that will render them defeated. This person is somebody that you may have been afraid of because of their nature. When I knew this person, they had a lot of narcissistic tendencies, but really, really aggressive and manipulative, right? So I used to struggle with interacting with them, to the point that the relationship got so strained that I wouldn't say anything because everything was used against me, right? So very manipulative. They like to have power over people. And so because of the effect that they've had on you in the past, you may find that the thought of interacting with them, the thought of them coming back into your radar again is not... is really scary, let me put it that way. But God wants you to know that He's going to bring information your way that will expose them and will render them defeated. They won't have power over you anymore. I looked up the meaning of the name Dana with an I, so Daina, and I found God is my judge. God is judge. And that was so fitting, because when I mentioned the name Dana in the dream, it was when I walked past this person, turned and gave them a look of, I know everything, and then all I said was Dana. And this is the message here, that God is going to judge, okay? God is going to judge your actions and their actions, and He's the one that is going to reveal and bring things to light and allow the outcome to be the right outcome, right? So know that God is in control. God being the judge is God being in control, obviously, right? So know that this is something that is coming, and it's like God is just removing all these people, or at least stripping them of their power that they've had over you over all these years, right? So here's the key right now. This is something that God is working on. At the end of that dream, I was speaking openly, laughing about it, and my sister said, hey, be careful. This thing is ongoing, so keep it to yourself. So whatever, as God is doing this, as you see things coming up, as the exposure starts to happen, as you begin to confront certain people, know that there's a conclusion that is coming, and you will know when it's concluded, because it'll be clear to you. And until such a time, keep things on the low, because speaking too much, sharing too much information, it could get to the wrong ears, and a whole counterattack could happen, okay, from the enemy. So I really pray that this has been clear. And the scripture today is Daniel 2:22, which is, He reveals deep and hidden things. He knows what is in the darkness, and the light dwells with Him. Okay, so God is revealing those deep and hidden things that have been happening, and they will set you free from the power that people have had over you, whether it was through them doing witchcraft, voodoo stuff over you, or whether it was through manipulation and just those narcissistic tendencies. All of that will be exposed, and you will have your chance to call them out as led by the Lord. So that's the word for today, friends. I pray it's blessed whoever it is for. I will see you in the next video. Always remember that God is a good Father. He loves you so much because you, my friends, are so deeply special to Him.